Okay guys, we are in my BRZ chasing the TS around Gingerman Raceway. This is my first maiden voyage with the new suspension and the differential. I've got to say, the car is amazing. It feels so well balanced. We're running the track tires, the Falcon Azini RT615Ks. They're actually quite grippy. They feel amazing. This car is so well balanced. The power feels really good. We're actually gaining on the TS here a little bit. It's a little bit greasy out today. This is where the TS will shine. Where it has the downforce, it can really put its power down around these corners. Let's see if George can keep up with me here. This thing is so well balanced. It's incredible how much more grip and confidence there is with this new suspension setup. The car just turns, there's no understeer. Mid-corner grip is phenomenal. The handling is insane. $300 suspension on Craigslist, guys, off a 2017 BRZ. Look at that balance. Actually pulling on the TS right now. Let's see if we can lay down a good lap time here. Yeah, I don't hit that wet spot. Not bad, not bad at all. No drama from the tires. I sprayed a little bit of Simple Green on these, and they seem to grip incredibly well. Still need to work on my lines a little bit today. Let's see if we can stay up with the TS here. George is getting a little bit more comfortable. Honestly, guys, this is the BRZ that I've always hoped and dreamed for. It feels so good. George is carrying a little bit more speed through the S's than I am. Got a little bit more downforce. Oh yeah, he's definitely quicker than I am through there. See if we can reel him back in on the straight. Stay out of that water this time. Point, aim, shoot, and the car goes there. It's amazing. Gearing's really good too for this track now. I feel like I have a lot more power and I can really utilize it. Might want to take a little bit of tire pressure out. We're getting a little squirrely through some of these sections. I'm going to leave it in fourth through here. I don't really think I need third. He's definitely got some more speed through there, at least some bigger cojones or more confidence. I'm still kind of getting to grips with this new setup. All right, we have magically switched into the BRZ TS, and we're going to get some first impressions here around Gingerman. The tire pressures on my BRZ were really high, so I think the pressures in this feel pretty good.
2 minutes, 20.63 seconds.
The biggest thing I notice in this car is just how confidence inspiring it is. You can really, there's a little bit of safe understeer, but you can really push through the corners. And I think that wing has to provide a little bit more rear downforce than it does front downforce. This thing is so well set up though. Brakes have just a ton of bite, ton of confidence.
Yeah, the brakes feel just amazing.
Power feels nice too on track. You can power on early before the apex. You can definitely feel the downforce through here.
Yeah. Kind of helping a little bit of the traction.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, this thing is good. Right at the top of fourth, hitting the rev limiter before we were on the brakes. Yeah, the brakes are phenomenal. Shit.
It's so confident inspiring.
It really is.
Just like, I know that in the regular BRZ and FRS,
55.02 seconds.
like the brakes will stop me.
Yep.
This I know that they'll stop me.
And we're already running faster lap times in this. Yeah, you can just bury the pedal or bury your foot into the pedal. But the front end has enough bite, enough grip to still just work nicely.
Every single time the back end wants to step out, the wing just won't let it.
I know. You can feel the downforce. You really can. It's amazing. Yeah, you can just, this car is consistent. You can just consistently pound out lap times in this thing and feel good about doing it.
It's just so easy in place.
Yeah, it really is.
Anywhere you want.
I can definitely feel the difference in the smaller wheels and tires. See what we'll run on this.
1 minute, 54.20 seconds.
Cool. All right, I got a little bit of brake fade at the end there. That's about a second quicker than my car.
that's pretty good.
154 is not bad for a BRZ.
That's 1 second faster than my FRS.
Yeah, same here. That's pretty good. We also have an oil temp gauge. It's looking to be about 260.
Yep.
Yep, that's about right.
Nice safe zone.
Yeah. Oh man. It's good. It's very good.
Like the rear end just like stays planted.
It's incredibly
like,
planted.
I can't believe it.
It's very planted. So I would say the BRZ TS is actually a little bit more neutral and has a little bit more understeer than the standard 8.6 and BRZ. Because with that thing, man, you can just kind of control the yaw, control the slide and slip angle with the steering and the throttle at will. And this is a little bit more of a, you know, attack machine, whereas that you have to have a little bit more finesse.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder how much of it has to do with the wing. Because like if we pulled the wing off this, it probably would move a little bit around more in the rear.
Yes.
But
yeah.
But it's like, this is proof that like aero does what you want it to do, which at higher speeds, it's like allows you to put the power down coming out of the turn.
Yep. Maybe I need a wing on mine now. Oh, we both want wings now. Oh well, that's what happens, I guess.
So what, this wing probably from Subaru is like $5,000?
I doubt it. The APR one's probably like 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I would like to see this wing to be matched a little bit better with some front aero, but
Yeah.
I can see why they wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, you could throw some maybe canards on the front and that would match it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But as it is, it's safe, it's confidence inspiring, it's quick, it's consistent, like, it's pretty rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that was a fast lap time right there for a BRZ.
Like, just right out of the gate.
Yeah, easy.
And it was easy, like, what, this is the first time, like the first laps you've done out on track in this particular car.
Yep.
And you're already running a second faster than in a car that you've been out on track before. Like, yeah,
Yep.
you did some suspension stuff, but like this is from almost like 0.
That's right.
And you're running 1 second faster. Do you see the reason why I think you ran 1 second faster is because the red intake manifold?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, so we're back in the BRZ, my 2014. I'm taking some tire pressure out. The car feels a little bit grippier, but it's still happy to play. Brake pedal's definitely not as firm, as sweet. Brakes still feel good in this car though. We gotta get some heat back into the tires. go. It just tightens up under throttle and just darts out of the corner. It's pretty awesome. As soon as you breathe on the throttle, that rear end just starts to come around, and then it sticks, but it's a little bit less predictable. Just ride that ragged edge.
Definitely feels like it wants to play a little bit more.
It does. It really does. It's fun though. You just kind of saw at the wheel, you know?
Just have to be on your A game.
You do. I kind of like it. It's more fun. Get a little bit more speed through here, but there's like virtually no understeer. It's crazy.
I'd say if anything, there's a little bit of like oversteer.
There is, yeah. This is kind of what I was hoping for, because this suspension makes this wheel and tire setup fun. And I didn't know if like this suspension versus the TS suspension would make, you know, the BRZ work well with grippier tires and a grippier setup. And it does. This is a little bit more of a knife edge though.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more enjoyable. To me, it's because it's a little bit more of a challenge.
Well, I mean, it seems sort of like it definitely makes it so you have to learn the control of the car.
Yeah. Jake by after this lap here. Should be a little quicker. Still not running 154s.
I mean, I definitely think that there's a difference between, I guess, the TS is if you want fast lap times, and this is like if you want to have more fun.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, I think this will be a cool down lap for us and the car. It's boiling in here. So the BRZ TS, what do we think?
It's good.
It is good. It's a really good track car. It's a lot more stable and predictable than the other BRZs and 86s and FRSs of past and present. I think the new BRZ and 86, like the performance pack, the standard one, they're a little bit twitchier, a little bit more oversteery on the limit, and this is just super. It's just fast. You can just
like
put down
focused.
faster lap times. Yeah,
It's like it's focused versus the other ones. I think are more. They're fun.
they are fun.
They're a lot of fun, but this one is like if you just want a good fast track car, like this is it.
We were running at least about a second to a second and a half faster in the BRZ TS than we are in my car, which has the new 2017 8.6 suspension, the shorter final drive, a header, a tune, wider tires.
Yeah, I mean, like, even it's running a second faster than my FRS, which has KW V3 suspension. It's got wider tires. I'm running 245s all the way around.
Yeah.
Like, I've got upgraded track pads.
And we were able to just go out third lap of me ever driving this car and run a second faster, and I could probably do a little bit better if I had some more seat time.
Oh yeah, and especially like the conditions aren't the best out here today.
No.
And I would say like when I've run like a second slower than this car, conditions have been a lot better, and this car is already at that level, couple like first lap in.
Yeah.
And confidently. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like there's that learning period where you've got to learn how to drive a car fast. This doesn't have it. Brakes are confident. Like
Rear downforce.
it's great.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Like the rear downforce in this, you feel it at speed. It creates a little bit of understeer. I wish they could match the front aero with a little bit more front aero, but the problem is it would have crazy canards and wings and things up front to match. But as it is, it's really, really quite good. And you could throw some wider tires on this, and I think you could probably get rid of a lot of the understeer.
Yeah.
Like if you put 245s, what can you comfortably fit in a BRZ?
In the front, I think you can run 255s.
255s?
Yeah, and then in the rear you can run like 285, 295s.
Okay, so you could do a 255 square setup easily, and the suspension would be really well set up for this. The aero would be really good. You could do like some canards up front and get a little bit more front aero to balance things out.
Yeah, but even just like from the factory, it's incredible how you come out of a turn, you can just put the power down. Like you don't have to, you know, in the other FRSs, 8.6s, and BRZs, you sort of have to do the eggshell test.
Like
you're really
sawing at the wheel.
Yeah, you're sawing at the wheel. You're sort of like being careful with your throttle pedal. This, it's like you can feel the back end wants to step out, but you know you have traction. Like as soon as you learn you can just lay into it, it goes. It's you
fast.
have traction and it just takes off.
It's really fast.
Yeah, it's great. It's I was personally blown away with it.
George has you have a 2013 FRS.
Yeah.
I have a 2014 BRZ, and I love everything about this car. The brake feel, the steering, the dynamics, the transmission feels good. Someone mentioned in the comments that this is a shorter shifter. Do you know about that?
It feels like the STI short throw shifter.
I barely noticed the difference, but it does feel a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, and I thought that it might also could just be, this is a newer car, right? Like my FRS has 60,000 miles on it. And
exactly.
It's been through, 20 track days. So
same here.
But I mean, driving dynamics, this car is great. I think that the interior colors, the mismatch of a lot of things.
There's so many reds.
That's the part that hurts it.
2, 3,
4,
5 different reds.
And then different materials everywhere. You've got some Alcantara in some places, you've got leather in other places. Like
that's okay. You forget about all of that once you start driving this.
Yeah.
And it's so good to push, and the more you push it, the better it gets and the more fun it is too. And that's the mark of a really good sports car.
Yeah. Well, and I think it actually shows how flexible this chassis is. They haven't really updated the structure of the vehicle since it came out.
Not really, no.
And all they've done is suspension. They've done wings. This has brakes on it too. Different tires you can put on it. Like there's so many things you can do, and you can have the fun car, which is like, you go get like a 2018 8.6, you get a 2018 BRZ, or you get like the TS. And if you've never been out on track,
it's a great car to learn on. They all are, but this especially because it's just so approachable, and just you can push, and it'll take it all day.
And you don't have to switch out the tires on this one because
it's ready to go right out of the factory.
Yeah, you don't have to change out the brakes. I mean, even with like the stock one, like stock tires, stock brakes, leaves you wanting a little bit more. Like especially like the 2013, 2014.
The brakes on this are phenomenal. I was pushing really hard, and we got some fade. But I think if you were just lap after lap, not going 10/10ths,
Yeah.
your brakes would last all day.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go test that here in a little bit.
But it's great. Like, I'm actually, I did not have high expectations for this car. I thought it was just going to feel like a modified BRZ, and this feels a lot more put together.
It's a really pretty sophisticated version and an improvement on the regular BRZ. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe not as playful, and maybe as a result not as fun or like, you know, hair-raising or exciting, but it's fun in the sense that you can really, really get a lot of feel out of the car and just kind of keep improving those lap times.
Yeah.
And it's very consistent, so it's
Yeah,
a track car.
This is definitely a track car. I mean, you know, when they...
It's
everybody
track
jokes,
car.
right, that they want like an STI version of this car, and this is a tuned by STI.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the power, but you can definitely see that versus a normal
But the power
car.
still feels good on track. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel underpowered. It feels balanced. It feels nice.
Yeah, and actually I feel like it's more appropriate in this car. Like,
It's like a Miata. I mean, this is the same price. This is cheaper than an NDRF.
yeah. And on top of that, I feel like this car would be a better track car. You know,
It's already
especially
set
for
up.
like a weekend car, like
Yeah.
than like an RF. You know,
Definitely,
like
definitely.
maybe just the normal Miata with like the Bilstein suspension, like the Club Sport package, would be a pretty good compromise between that and this. But if you don't want the convertible, you know, you want
You're
something.
still gonna need sway bars to get rid of all that body roll.
Yeah,
You know, this is ready to rock and roll out of the box.
yeah.
So
I mean, you can't go wrong with this or a normal like 8.6 or BRZ. But if you really want lap times over fun, this is the car to get. If you're all about the fun,
all about the drifts.
all about the drifts.
My car is awesome. It's so loose. It's crazy. It's not like sketchy, but it's just I'm still learning to drive it. It's a little bit of a challenge. I'm sawing at the wheel, and we'll throw that into another video. But
Definitely,
it's different.
you know, the newer suspension is good.
Yeah.
This just is a little bit better in terms of lap times. In terms of just like even potentially driver skill, like your car is still better with like the updated suspension. Just because you can, like, you have to learn how to be delicate. But if you've never been
do.
out on track,
Yeah.
like, this is great because you don't have to do that. This is like good to do like HPD 1 through 4, maybe some TT events, and then once you get comfortable in it.
And then you can also build this car and, you know, raise its level as you improve as a driver. And that's what's so great about this platform, is that you can just kind of make these cars whatever you want to.
Yeah.
They can be drift cars, they can be track cars, they can be rally cars, they can be anything. Like, it's awesome. All right. Cool. I was pretty impressed with the BRZ TS.
Very impressed.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's good. I liked it.